10, Jordan Moore, John Jackson, and the head coach for women's soccer here at USC is Keidane McAlpine. In his second season, his first year was a success, led USC back to the NCAA tournament, and then he really challenged his team to start this season. You haven't even played a home game yet. You're 5 games in, a road trip. You played number 3 Florida State as the current rankings, number 4 North Carolina, number 18 Texas Tech, number 21 Duke. You got one of those. You were in every single one. What did you want the team to learn, challenging them against just a brutal slate to start the season?
Well, I mean, the goal is ultimately to take this program back to the national championship. So the only way to get there is to play the teams that are already there, give us the experiences. I said the first day I came in, we had to have some experiences together. The first one was last year. The first step was teaching them how to win again, getting back to the NCAAs, and now we got to learn how to advance. So we went out and challenged ourselves a bit.
Coach, talk about the impact when you play a schedule like that on recruiting. How do other soccer players interested in the program, does it matter to them at the soccer level as they're playing at the high level? Well,
we recruit way early, so yes, it matters. They want to see your results. They want to see how that you're going to play those teams. They want to see that you're in the games. But then they want to see that they can have an impact in those games, So by playing close, by doing what we did, we've established the fact that we're back. We're going to play the games. We're going to be in it. But we're still growing, and we need some of those players to come in and be a part of the change.
What's the difference, if you could put your finger on it, in between losing some tough one-goal games against good teams and winning some tough one-goal games?
A crossbar, a post, an amazing save. Right now, it's just growth. We haven't had the repetition of playing those kind of games mentally and physically, having to concentrate that hard on our assignments and just being that disciplined in everything that we do. Playing these kind of games, you get punished for a small mistake. So that's part of the growing pains. But to be in them, to gain the confidence, to feel like you deserve them, to be angry about losing versus happy that you were close. Those are those steps that we're taking right now.
As you know, I'm a big soccer fan, and I always watch the sport, and I think, particularly as a head coach or manager, as they call them in Europe, it's the hardest sport in terms of balancing performance and result.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is just a crossbar, and fans don't want to hear that, luck or whatever. But all these one-goal games, sometimes you walk away and go, boy, we played great, and we lost. And sometimes you walk away and go, boy, we scored against the run of play, and we held on for dear life, and we won. I mean, how do you manage that as a head coach?
Well, I mean, from day one we talk about getting better every day. It's better to win in November, December than it is in September and August. So we grew. We got better. We got to see some things from some young players. We got to experience some new things. And I thought in the Duke game we really showed that we're ready. We're ready to play at that level. Now we just got to find that Batman, so to speak, that person who wants to step up and get it done. And we had some amazing performances from some players a year ago. I would have looked at it and said, man, I'm not sure if they're ready for that game. They played absolutely fantastic. So it's still growth. We're on our way.
And how about leadership on the team? Like, where do you draw from that? I mean, I know you as a coach, obviously a leader, but what players are sort of bringing out that, especially early in the season against tough teams?
You know what? Our leadership group has done well. Sammy Joe, Mandy Freeman, Jamie Fink, they've all done amazing in changing our team. But one player who is not in our leadership, Dom Randall, has played exceptionally well too. Our back line is playing exceptionally well. And we're using that as our strength to move forward. So,
one of the things I find interesting that you did, you inherited this entire team basically. I mean, you've had a couple classes now, but you inherit these players, and you sort of saw them differently. You start moving positions around, and I'm used to seeing somebody in that spot, and then you're putting them in a totally different spot. How do you look at the field, look at your system, look at talent, and figure out where to slot each person?
Well, the first thing when we came in was changing the goals against category. We gave up, I think, 27 goals the year before I got here. The challenge was to cut 10 off of that in the regular season. They did that, and so again, we're trying to cut another 5 to 7 off of just random goals. So Sammy Jo was a big part of that, getting her as a transfer to replace Caroline, who's done well this season as a pro. So that's been great. But Sammy Jo's done well doing that. Kayla Mills. Let me just tell you, that kid was a striker. She wanted to go to goal all the time, but when we came in, we thought she didn't play well with her back to goal. We thought she was so much better running at players when they're in front of them. And we put her in the back and challenged her to learn the position, and she's been amazing coming out of the back running at people.
You know, you mentioned a little bit about the recruiting strategy in soccer. Much different than in football, right? You start earlier, and also the commitment process is a lot different. In football, when they commit, that means you just go recruit harder. Talk to me a little bit about the recruiting process in soccer, because, you know, fans don't know the sort of the trials that you have to go through with that.
Well, when I came in, our first, the 15 class is in ours. The 16 class is our first recruiting class, top to bottom. So we inherit players not only that are here, but that haven't even arrived yet, that have to fit into our system. So that in itself is different. But you're recruiting 15-year-olds, you're recruiting sophomores and freshmen, and you're trying to get them to understand that they're making decisions for college. They can't even drive a car yet.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're not thinking about college. So, and then to get them to understand and look big picture sometimes, not where we are, but where we are going to be. That's a challenge in itself. But our 2016 class is pretty special. We're excited to get them on campus, but we understand that we also have to do the work now, so that when they get to campus, the program is already moving in a way that now they can take the torch and carry us forward.
Well, it's good to have you home, and your home opener is this Friday at McAllister Field, San Diego at 2 o'clock. Then you play Long Beach State on Sunday at noon. So USC is home. You can also check them out on Pac-12 Networks all season long, and you can watch the football game this Saturday on Pac-12 Networks, the exclusive home to watch your Trojans take on the Idaho Vandals. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff. To make sure you get the game, visit Pac12.com for the channel or cable provider in your area.